Next, we have Mr. Tlee from Family Tree.
Sure. Hi everyone, once again, my name is Tlee. Sorry, my voice is a little scruffy last night, went a little too hard. The crazy thing about that is that I don't even drink, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm from a small town called Tabanchu. You might have heard about it on Easterding. I think they used to diss us a lot there. And as Rashid has already said, I represent Cassper Nyovest of the Family Tree label. So yeah, that's it about me. I'm a man of a few words, so yeah, any questions?
After everyone has spoken, then we're gonna have a Q&A session.
So yeah, man, just to get straight into it, not to give you a long sobby story, but I started off, I think, about 8-9 years ago with my company called Bridge Entertainment. We used to do shows in Joburg and Bloemfontein. Started off with some house party in Woodmead, and then it was so successful. I saw quite a few celebrities at the time. One of them was Tepo Machale. He was hot with the PMS, and so we thought we were hot. And then the very next show, we invested. At the time, by the way, I was earning 4.5 a month. So we invested 20,000 rand into a show in Bloemfontein, and we made 200 bucks. I'm not saying profit, we made 200 bucks. So we lost 19,008, if my math is correct. Now this is from a very, very strong first or launch party in Woodmead. Now it was very difficult, naturally, because now I'm earning 4.5. Now how's this gonna happen? And so long story short, you fast track, you're thinking to yourself, okay, cool, I'm in too deep, I can't back off now. You can charge that to the game, but you have to claim yours from the game. Years later, I met up with Dumelo Mashokwe, who at the time represented Dukes. And I was a hip-hop DJ, well, I still am, but I only play at my private parties now. So he said to me, well, can you be Dukes' DJ? And yeah. So I got into where I became Dukes' DJ. And Dukes and WHP had a show in London. Cassper was traveling with WHP. Naturally, I was traveling with Dukes, but they left first because they're the hot act. So we were only given the day before and the day after. Immediately we had to leave. They're there for a couple of days before. So me and Cassper were on the same flight. That was the first time I spoke to the kid. I'm 34 years old, so my music is a bit, like I'm from not too old school, but I'm from the old school. So I didn't quite understand the ponytail and the situation. So yeah, it was a little foreign to me, But what happened is we were forced to travel together for 14 hours, 12 hours, however long it was. And this cat couldn't just stop talking, It's my first time going overseas with this hip-hop thing that I love, I'm so grateful. I just want to gather all of it, but this cat is just going on about how he's going to be number one, but I don't even know. I only know that one record, Halaya Banzula, and some other track that he did that I didn't really dig, But I just wanted him to shut up. So we traveled together there, and now we get there. WHP and Dukes have been doing this thing for so long. They acting cool at the hotel. They don't want to go see nothing. And this kid is the one that's down to go explore, because to us, we thinking, shit, I might never see this shit again, so might as well go take as many pictures as possible. So we go out and we do all of that. And we're with DJ Dakat. He's actually the one that showed us around that time. So when we travel back now, this kid is still talking, the same shit, how he's gonna be number one, who's just gonna be late. But we became a little close at the time. This was in end of 2010. It was his birthday soon after we came back. My birthday is on the 17th of December. His birthday is on the 16th of December. So I was telling him, I was just sharing the little that I know about eventing and the easiest way to get people to sort of talk about you, especially the situation with the North and whatever, So I said, no man, we could do a party for you. We could do a birthday party for you. And I could invite a couple of my people. So because I do events, I know I'll have a good number of people. My events do about 400, 500 people. So I'll just theme in Cassper Nyovest birthday party, and you just use that, and you'll take whatever you have I don't believe he had any fans at the time. You take whatever you have and come. You know, it's like, okay, cool, but it couldn't happen because he had a show with WHP in Cape Town. So fast forward, this kid calls me back in Jan. He's asking me to borrow him 5 Tlee, but you know, like, boys didn't have to, we met once, but now, you know, the 5 Tlee situation, you know. And yeah, he called me for a meeting, and he asked me, a partner wrote this at Cassper, he says to me, "Yo man, I'm looking for a representative and this and that." And at the time, my thing was just to be amazing event organizing, you know. I just wanted to contribute to the culture from an event's point of view. I didn't really have anything to do with management. I didn't actually care about that. And at the very same time that Moiloa asked me to join Dukes' management team. And I'm a praying man, so I prayed about it, and it made a lot more sense to be with Dukes because he was already successful, and that's where the money was going to be at. But I'd never sat with somebody that had so much self-belief, you know, to the point where when he told me that he wanted me to manage him, he made it seem as if I'm going to make you the best manager in Africa. That's how he put it, you know. It was about him. He's a selfish motherfucker, I know, but I know he was just trying to use that to lift me to the level of faith that he was at. And he made the pitch about me like, I see the best manager in Africa, and I need to help you be that. So shit, now I didn't even have the thought in my head, so damn it, this kid just played me, and I just started thinking, maybe this thing can happen. So that's where we started. It started in 2011. And then at the time we only had Wahala, the track. And once again, with my music and my idea of what hip-hop should be, this Wahala thing is not really hip-hop, you know. This Nigerian sound, you know, it's tough. But because I agreed, and one thing about me, if I agree to something, if I don't want to do it, I'm just going to simply say, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to waste anybody's time. And it was Dash knows that about me. So we did it, and I had to sell this thing like it was my idea. You know, I had to sell this Wahala thing like it was my idea. We utilized a couple of my relationships at the time, which really meant nothing. Only 1 or 2 people in the game. And the reason why I'm telling you this is just so you understand that he spoke about how he started in 2001 from 2,000 Rand. And Osmic spoke about how he started back to the city and Ritual and his now empire. It's all got a story about. What I realize about a lot of the kids that I speak to these days is they hope that their ground 1 would be level 10. You know, we sit a lot of times, we ask people for assistance, but we already have the answer in mind. We don't ask to hear, we ask to get what we want to hear. We don't ask to understand. We're not really seeking wisdom. We're just seeking validation, and that's a lot of the time that I picked up. And the problem with that is, first of all, it's not building. Secondly, that kind of inspiration of somebody telling you what you want to hear, it only lasts so short. Like it's instant, and it unfortunately dies almost as instant as you receive it. There's a lot of things that we've done over the years, and another thing that I've realized is that a lot of the kids in the game. I'm sorry for keep on referring to people as kids, just bad culture. Sorry, not culture, just bad tendencies. I'm sorry. A lot of the people that I speak to that sort of ask for advice are expecting a specific answer to their problems. You know, like, okay, this is how you submit music. If you've got this, you give it to Nati or Metro, and this will guarantee work for you. But at the same time, I'm, you know, by the grace of God, managing one of the greatest right now artists in Africa. And I'm saying that because we travel and I see the reception in Africa. In Nigeria, for example, before the time that we get off the plane, it's difficult to get out the airport with Cassper. It's difficult. We're in Malawi, it's crazy, you know. And you know, now when you take it back to when you started with this kid and you look at where you are right now, and how Africa as a whole is receiving you. You know, and you look at how when we're in New York with Sway and with Black Thought and at Quad, the studio that Tupac got shot at. Fast forward, we're in LA with OT Genesis, where he says to Cassper, yo, let's go to the barber in the hood in Compton. And Casper's like, nah, I'm from the hood, I'm not trying to go to any other hood. I'll stick to the city. So all of that in between, but when I'm back home, and we stay in the same floor, you know, I'm not saying any of this to drag, unfortunately, I'm just giving you relevant examples, you know. We staying on the same floor at the hotel with the game and his manager, you know, at the very same floor, same room as Cassper. And now you take it back to shit, when I get back to South Africa, I still gotta hustle for playlist. You know, we still hustling for playlist. You listen to radio this week, you hear Cassper's tracks like 3-4 times. You know, but that just goes to show you that from that 20,000 that I lost when we started, and to right now, it's not that the struggle stops. You just enter a different bracket of struggle. And that is what progress is called. It is never going to stop. You know, it is never ever going to stop. So, if there's anything, you see, the thing is, it's very difficult to address people where you yourself came to learn. That's the funny thing about this thing. When Osman called me, he actually wanted Cassper, didn't give a shit about my thoughts. And unfortunately, because we fill up with that, we got a couple of problems. When he called me, he mentioned so many things. He mentioned the MTN deal. He mentioned Fill Up the Dome, obviously, which are some of Casper's highlights. And it just brought back so many things, and it just made me realize that shit. There's people that we look up to in the game that actually recognize the little that you're doing. And my thing in Casper's is that if anything, we're going to try to leave the game better than we found it. You know, so that's what we keep on fighting for. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunate, what the statement requires is that we have to give so much of ourselves. So that's just the short end of the story. It's a very long story. There's a lot of things that have happened along the way. I'd love to, but I gotta give other people the platform to speak. But yeah, thank you so much, man. If there's any other questions, we'll handle that a little later. But I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the learning opportunity. I was actually coming into that, and I told Osman as well. Shit, the thing about it is that I was thinking of doing an SA hip-hop conference and an SA hip-hop concert, 2 days in a row. And we've already spoken to Sway to come and be the guest speaker. And he was cool, just waiting for an invite proposal that's been sent through and everything. But I was like, I can't sit back and just cry about it. Because the thing about it is, as long as it's helping the culture, it's helping me, because I am part of that culture that it's helping. So thank you for everybody that wanted this. It's not my show, but it just means so much to me personally. It just means so much to me personally, and I'd like to share. And a lot of people really care about Casper's mindset, don't know what's inside his mind. So we'll share that a bit more a little later if the opportunity allows. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.